Right, students, welcome to the online classes of chemistry. So, today we will discuss the electronic configuration and types of elements in SPD and F orbitals. Electronic configuration, and types of elements, SPD and F block. SPD and F block. So here, students, look here. It is also called as the classification mainly based on blocks. So the main periodic table is classified into 4 blocks. Look here, students, the periodic table is classified into 4 blocks. Look here, the first and second group elements. So it consists of 18 vertical columns called groups. And now here the classification is based on groups. The classification is based on groups. So it contains 18 vertical columns. And these 18 vertical columns are called as groups. And how these groups are classified? These groups are mainly classified into 4 blocks. So here, remember, the first and second group elements are called as S block elements. So the S block elements consist of first group and second group. And the first group elements are called as alkali metals. The first group elements are called as alkali metals, and the second group elements are called as alkaline earth metals. Remember, students, alkaline earth metals. So it is S block. And coming to the P block, so this end, right end. So first one left and then next one, that is right. Look here, students, the P block element consists of 13 to 18 groups. And here it begins with 13th group and ends with 18th group. And this P block element, here the differentiating electron enter into the P block, P orbital of the valence shell. The differentiating electron enter into the P orbital of the valence shell. And here these P block elements are almost, that is, these contains, that is, few of them are non-metals. And here mainly the P block elements, the 18th group elements are called as noble gases. 18th group elements are called as noble gases or inert gases. Jada anilagalu anta kariತೀವಿ. And then the 17th group elements are called as halogens. Sea salt forming halogens. And then the 16th group elements are called as chalcogens. Chalcogens means ore forming compound, because it is called as oxygen family, and this oxygen family, so it contains oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. So these are all called as ore forming compounds. Look here, students. So here these are almost all, that is, these are having non-metals. And this P block elements, the general electronic configuration of P block element is, look here, the general electronic configuration of P block elements are Ns raised to 2, Np raised to 1 to 6. And similarly, the first, that is, the first S block element has electronic configuration Ns raised to 1 to 2. It contains alkali metal and alkaline earth metal. And alkali metals are, here the alkali metals are first group and alkaline earth metals are second group, and these are having general electronic configuration. Alkali metals are having Ns1 and alkaline earth metals are having Ns2. It is called a general electronic configuration. And in S block elements, these are highly reactive, and these are most, that is, having a low ionization enthalpy. The electron can be easily removed and they can form ion very easily. And in P block elements, so these have general electronic configuration Ns2, Np 1 to 6. 1 to 6 means 1, it may be 1 or 2 or 3 up to, that is, 6. And here these P block elements are almost all having the electronegative elements in these halogens, so which gains electron, 1 electron, and the 16th group element gains 2 electron, O minus 2, F minus 1, like this. Here about this is the p block element, and then the next one is d block elements. D block elements. Look here students, here the middle which begins from scandium 3 to 12. So the middle pink color, so these are called as d block elements. Here the differentiating electron enter into the d orbital of the penultimate shell of the d orbital. Look here students, penultimate shell. Penultimate means what? Penultimate shell, last but one. ಕೊನೆಯದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬಟ್ ಒನ್. Last but 1 means n minus 1. Last but 1 means n minus 1. If n is the last 6, then minus 1 means 5. So look here, in d block elements, the differentiating electron enter into the penultimate shell of d orbital. And these have general electronic configuration n minus 1, d 1 to 10, ns raised to 1 to 2. Or it may be also written like this, noble gas or inert gas square bracket n minus 1, d 1 to 10 and ns raised to 1 to 2. So this is the general electronic configuration of this d block elements. They may ask general electronic configuration. So then it is called as a d orbital, and almost all d orbitals are having metals, and here these form colored compounds, and these are used as a catalyst in industry. You catalyst ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಒಳಗೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಲರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಕ್ಕವು, and these form complex compound, and these plays very important role. And here the elements from zinc, cadmium and mercury, these are completely filled s orbital, that is 3d10 4s2. So these are called as pseudo transition elements. Due to their properties, these are included. D orbital is completely filled up. So therefore here these are called as d block elements. And after this, coming to the another one, that is called as f block elements. Look here students, in f block, here f block elements, these two rows are there. So 2 rows, 1 and 2, 14 elements of each. So 1, so the begins with the cerium, that is 58 to 71, that is called as lutetium, and it is called as lanthanide series. It is called as lanthanide series. So here it begins with 58 to 71. And then another series, so it begins with 90 to 103. So here it begins with thorium and ends with lawrencium. So here it ends lawrencium. So these are called as actinide series. So here in actinide series, so many elements are there which are man-made. These are prepared in the laboratories. So here the f block elements have general electronic configuration. F block elements have general electronic configuration. General electronic configuration, that is noble gas n minus 2 f 1 to 14. Look here students, 1 to 14 n minus 1 d 0 to 1. So d orbital rarely filled, 0 to 1 and ns raised to 2. So it is f, that is, look here that is d orbital is filled 1, it is rare cases are there, so where that is d orbitals are filled. So it is the general electronic configuration of f orbital. Look here once again, s orbital, that is s block, it consists of 2 groups, alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. Alkali metals and alkaline earth metals are very reactive metals, and here from top to bottom the this ionization enthalpy or ionization energy decreases and the metallic character goes on increases. And these are most reactive elements. And these can lose us electron very easily. For example, sodium, it loses electron very easily, it forms Na plus. And second group element Mg, it loses electron very easily and it forms Mg2 plus. Look here. And then the next one coming to p block elements, and p block elements are those which are on the right hand side of the periodic table. It consists of 13 to 18 group elements, and here it has general electronic configuration Ns2 Np1 to 6, and it contains three important groups. 18th group element are called as noble gases or inert gases, and the 17th group elements called as halogens, and the 16th group elements are called as chalcogens. So these plays very important role, and these are having that is moderate melting point and boiling point. And after that D block elements, and D block elements are, so begins from this scandium, that is 4th period, and then scandium to zinc. And here D block elements are also called as this transition elements. Why it is called as transition element? Transit, badlavani, change, gradual change. Because look here students, here it is 1s orbital, 1s, that is S block element, and this end we have P block element. Look here, the property gradually changes from S to P. Look here, the property changes from S to P, and it is in the middle, hence it is called as transit, gradual change. The property, the metallic property changes from metallic property to non-metallic property. Here it has metallic property and these are having non-metallic property. The property changes here and these are having intermediate property. Hence these are called as transition element. There is a gradual change in the properties of D block elements from S block to P block is called as a transition elements. So let us see few points on these S block, P block, D block and F block. Look here students, here I will write electronic configuration and types of SPD and F blocks. SPD and F blocks. So it is mainly classification based on the groups. The classification based on the groups. It is classified into 4 blocks. It is classified into 4 blocks. Number 1. Look here students, S block, first example I have given. Look here, lithium, S block. So it is here you may write that is the first one, lithium. Here we are writing that is 1s2, 2s1, like this. If you write sodium 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Look here, the electron enters into the s orbital, and then magnesium 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. Look here students, the differentiating electron enters into the s orbital of the valence shell. So s orbital ends here. So it is called as, look here, the number 1 point. In this block, the differentiating electron, differentiating means last electron, enters into the s orbital s orbital of the valence shell. S orbital of the differentiating electron enter into the s orbital of the valence shell. Remember. Then the second point, this block consists of two groups. This block consists of two groups. Group 1, the group 1 alkali metals NS1 and group 2 alkaline earth metals NS2. Look here students, it contains two groups. Group 1 is called as alkali metals and group 2 is called as alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals. And here the third important point is the general electronic configuration is Ns raised to 1 to 2. This much is enough, or you may write the general electronic configuration. So for S block you may write noble gas Ns raised to 1 to 2. Ns1 for alkali metal and Ns2 for alkaline earth metal. It is general. And these are, remember, these are highly reactive, they can easily lose the electron. These are highly reactive and highly electropositive and these have low ionization enthalpy. These are highly reactive, highly electropositive, and these are soft and have low ionization enthalpy. Low ionization enthalpy means low ionization energy. So means they can easily lose electrons. Means that is here the sodium easily loses electron and it forms Na plus electron. Or you may take another example, Mg, it gives Mg2 plus 2 electrons. So low ionization enthalpy means these can easily lose the electrons. So they form, it is +1, it is +2, +1 +2 state. So last one, the metallic character increases down the group. So as you move from top to bottom, so the metallic character goes on increases. So the metallic character and reactivity increases from top to bottom. This is about S block. Remember students, in this block the differentiating electron enter into the s orbital of the valence shell, and this block consists of two groups, alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. Alkali metal has electronic configuration Ns1 and alkaline earth metal has electronic configuration Ns2, and general electronic configuration is Ns raised to 1 to 2, and these are highly reactive and highly electropositive, and these are soft, and these have low ionization enthalpy. And the metallic character goes on increases from top to bottom, and reactivity also increases. So this is about S block. So first group you know it, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. And the second group alkaline earth metals you know it, so beryllium, magnesium, and then calcium, strontium, and then the next one barium, and then radium. So these are all the groups which are present in it. Then students, next one is second one. P block elements. Remember, the differentiating electron enter into the p orbital of the valence shell. Remember students, the differentiating electron enters into the p orbital of the valence shell, number 1. And here it includes the elements from group 13 to group 18. So group 13 ರಿಂದ group 18 ತನಕ ಬರ್ತಾವೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, group 13 to group 18. Then the third, that is the second one, these have general electronic configuration. Electronic configuration. ಇದನ್ನು ಬರಿಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು. NS2 NP126, NS2 NP126, or you may write only NS2 NP126, ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಬರೆದು ನಡೀತದೆ. It is the electronic configuration. Then third one, the 18th group elements are called as noble gases, jada ಅನಿಲಗಳು, or inert gases. Inert gases, ಜಡ ಅನಿಲಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅಥವಾ inert gases ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. So these are called as noble gases or inert gases. Then fourth one, the 17th group elements are called as halogens. Halo, salt forming, sea salt forming halogens, and these are highly reactive. So it is ಇವು ಏನದಲ್ಲ highly reactive ಅದಾವು, and noble gases are less reactive. Remember, noble gases are less reactive and these are highly reactive. So here the 17th group elements are called as halogens and these are highly reactive. These are highly reactive. And the 16th group elements are called chalcogens. Ore forming. These are called as ore forming. It is also called as oxygen family. It is also called as oxygen family. These are called as ore forming. So chalcogens. So then here, remember students, here almost all these are non-metals. Here the non-metal character increases. The non-metallic character increases from left to right, means 13 to that is 17th, not 18. 18 are noble gases. So from left to right. So left in the right ಹೋದಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಏನದಲ್ಲ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಾಲಿಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಕೋತ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಆರ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ದ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್. ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, the S block and P block elements. So both the S block and P block elements both are called as representative elements or main series elements, or these are also called as main group elements. The S block and P block elements are called as representative elements. These are called as representative elements, or these are also called as main group elements. These are also called as main group elements. You know representative elements ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. Representative. So representative elements ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಸು ಅಥವಾ ಮಾದರಿ. ಎಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನದಲ್ಲ ಇವು ಮಾದರಿ ಅದಾವು. ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಇವು ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ ಮೇನ್ ಪಿರಿಯಾಡಿಕ್ ಟೇಬಲನ್ನು. ಒಂದು ದಂಡಿಗೆ ಎಸ್ ಅದ, ಒಂದು ದಂಡಿಗೆ ಪಿ ಅದ, ಇಟ್ ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಮಾದರಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಪಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್. ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸಿಯೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದ ಪಿ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಶೆಲ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ 13 to 18th ಗ್ರೂಪ್. 13ರಿಂದ 18 ಅದ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್. NS2 and NP1 to 6 ಆರ್ ನೋಬೆಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೀಬಹುದು. ಎಲ್ಲ the 18th group elements are called as noble gases. These are inactive. These are less reactive. And the 17th group elements are called as halogens. These are sea salt forming. Sea salt forming ಅಂದರೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾನ ಸಮುದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್, ಬ್ರೋಮಿನ್, ಫ್ಲೋರಿನ್, ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ಹೆಚ್ಚೇನದಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬ್ರೋಮಿನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಸಮುದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. sea salt forming. And the 16th group elements are called as chalcogens. It is oxygen family. It is ore forming. ಓರ್ಗಳು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ Fe2O3, Al2O3 ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಓರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ದೆನ್ ದ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಾಲಿಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್. 13ರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ ಕಡೆ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಾಲಿಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗೋತ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಇದು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ದ ಎಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇನ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. So it is about this S block, a P block. Then students, third one, D block elements. So D block elements, what is D block elements? Look here. Number one, in this block, the differentiating electron enter into the, look here, it is somewhat different, enter into the d orbital of the penultimate shell. Look here students, it is called as penultimate, last but one, ಕೊನೆಯದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು, penultimate shell. So in this block the differentiating electron enter into the d orbital of the penultimate shell. So here the next one, these have general electronic configuration noble gas n-1 d 1 to 10, d 1 to 10. Look here students, it is d 1 to 10. So here it begins with scandium. So d, that is scandium d1 4s2 and then ends with d10. So n-1 and it is ns raised to 1 to 2. ns raised to 1 to 2 means copper and chromium has only one electron. In copper or chromium, look here, Cr 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 and 3d5, 4s1. Look here, here d5, 4s1. And in copper it is 3d10, 4s1. Look here, 3d10, 4s1. That's why here it is written as ns raised to 1 to 2. And remaining all elements are having 4s2. For example, zinc, you may write zinc, so it is 3d10 and 4s2. So here it has 1 electron and 2 electron. That's why you are writing ns raised to 1 to 2. So these have general electronic configuration. Look here, general electronic configuration is noble gas n minus 1, 1 to 10, then ns raised to 1 to 2. Or generally you may write no n minus 1 d 1 to 10 ns raised to 1 to 2. If you won't write noble gas, then it is also okay. Then, so look here. Here, this group includes the elements from 3rd group to 12th group, 3rd group to 10th group. It includes the elements from group 3 to group 12. So group 3 to group 12. So group 3 to group 12 ತರ ಏನದಲ್ಲ ಈ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ತಿಳಿತು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್, the D block elements are called transition elements, or D block elements are called as transition metals or transition elements. ಇವಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಷನ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ ನಾ, ದ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಎಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಟು ಪಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮಿಡಲ್, ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ transit, transition. These are called as a transition elements. So here the next property, the D block elements have variable valencies or variable oxidation state. D block elements ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, D block element shows variable oxidation state. ಇದು ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ ಅಥವಾ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತದೆ. ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆರ್ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅನ್ಬೋದು, ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿನೂ ಅನ್ಬೋದು. ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಒನ್, ದ ಡಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಕಲರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ಸ್. ಡಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕಲರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, cupramonium sulfate, blue color, and then potassium ferrocyanide, potassium ferricyanide. So these are all that is a colored complex form ಆಗ್ತದೆ. And cobalt complex compounds pink colored form ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So the D block element form colored compounds. ಇವು colored compounds form ಆಗ್ತದೆ, and these are having these form ionic, covalent and coordinate bonds. ಇವು ಅಯಾನಿಕ್ ಬಾಂಡು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಕೋವೆಲೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಂಡು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ರೀತು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಡಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ catalyst in industry. These are used as a catalyst in industry. Look here students, this much is enough. So here about this D block element, the differentiating electron enters into the penultimate last but one shell. These have general electronic configuration, and here it includes which group, and D block elements called transition element, and D block element shows variable oxidation state, colored compounds, and these are also form complex compounds, and the D block elements are used as a catalyst in industry. So students, here it is about a D block. It is in the middle of the periodic table, and almost all these are having metallic character. So then let us see F block elements. Look here. F block elements. These are also called as inner transition elements, and these are also called as rare earth. You can know rare earth ant kartino athwa inner transition element ant kartino. Right? Here the differentiating electron enter into the f orbital of the look here students, anti-penultimate shell, anti-penultimate shell, that is called as n minus 2 f. anti-penultimate, not penultimate, penultimate ಕೊನೆಯದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು, anti-penultimate ಎರಡು ಸ್ಥಾನ ಅಂದರೆ ಪೆನಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ದು ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಅಂದರೆ ಎರಡು ಸ್ಥಾನಗಳು. ಸೊ the differentiating electron enter into the f orbital of the anti-penultimate shell. So it is n minus 2f, n minus 2f ದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. And remember here it consists of two rows. ಏನದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, the two rows. This block consists of two rows. ಎರಡು ಏನದಲ್ಲ rows ಅದಾವಲ್ಲಿ. So two rows of elements, ಎಲ್ಲದ ಇದು, below the main periodic table. Two rows of the elements at the bottom of the main periodic table. At the bottom of the main periodic table. Periodic table ಕೆಳಗಿದೆ. And here the first row is called as lanthanides. First row ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು, lanthanides, main periodic table. The first row elements are called lanthanoids or lanthanide series. Lanthanides ಅನ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ lanthanide series ಅನ್ಬೋದು. Lanthanides or lanthanide series ಇವುಗಳಿಗೆ. So the first row elements are called lanthanide series. These have atomic number. So what is the atomic number here? 58 to 71. 58 to 71. So 58 to 71. So what is the 58 elements? What is the name of this 58th element? So you know it. The atomic number 58 to 71. Look here students. These are called as a lanthanide series. It is a, and here it has 58 to 71. And the fourth one, the second row elements are called actinides or actinide series. These have atomic number 90 to 103. 90 to 103. Remember students, these are 90 to 103. And what is the general electronic configuration? The general electronic configuration is very important one. They may ask for 1 mark question. Write the general electronic configuration of d orbital or f orbital like this. The general electronic configuration is noble gas or inert gas n minus 2 f 1 to 14 n minus 1 d 0 to 1 ns raised to 2. Look here. So it is anti-penultimate shell. It is penultimate shell. N minus 2, 2 less, n minus 1, 1 less. It is 1 to 14 and a d 0 to 1. It is ns2. So it is the general electronic configuration. And these are also called as inner. These are also called as inner transition elements. These are called as inner transition elements. So many elements from the actinides are man-made. These can be prepared in the laboratories. Many elements from the actinides are prepared in the laboratories. Even laboratory prepare ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. So you radioactive ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. Many elements from actinides are radioactive, and these can be prepared in the laboratory. That is, man-made elements are there. Man-made elements are there. So this is about F block. Look here, students. The differentiating electron enter into the f orbital of the anti-penultimate shell n minus 2f, and this block consists of two rows of elements at the bottom of the main periodic table, and the first row is called as lanthanides and second row is called as actinides. And then the general electronic configuration, right? N minus noble gas, otherwise leave the noble gas, n minus 2 f1 to 14, n minus 1 d0 to 1 and ns raised to 1. And then here these are also called as inner transition element or rarers. And then many elements of these actinides are radioactive. These are prepared in the laboratories in nuclear reactors. And remember one more 1 mark question, that is so here note, remember the elements after uranium are called transuranium elements. Remember, what is transuranium element? They ask sometime question. So write that is the elements after uranium are called transuranium elements. So students, it is the main classification. So the first classification yesterday in our last video we completed, that is based on the periods, and this one is based on the groups. And after in the next class we will discuss the further one.